Hey guys, this is lab number 8. So this is the urinary system anatomy and renal physiology lab. So I realized last week when I was making the video that I was essentially just reading the whole lab to you because you guys are able to do the lab yourselves now. I ended up not doing that much in the last video. I was just essentially reading what you could have read yourselves. So I'm going to try not to do that this time around. With that said, let's get into the lab. Okay, so you want to read those objectives on the front page. So the next page are terms that you should know. You should know, these things that are supposed to be in the urine and what, these regular ranges for specific gravity, things like that. I haven't actually seen the quiz yet, but I would guarantee a lot of this information is on there. So I would study this stuff before you take that quiz. So the next page actually begins to get into the lab. And so you can read this, but I'm just going to go over this kind of quick. Basically, what this lab is doing is it's trying to get you to think about what doing certain things does to the urine and why. So what you are going to do is you're going to collect urine in that specimen cup. I gave you 3 specimen cups, and you were going to record the time and volume that you collect the urine. And then what you would do is you do one of 3 things and then see what that does to your urine output. So you would either drink water or drink water and eat something salty, or do not eat or drink anything. And so what you would do in the lab in person is that there would be different groups of people doing each one of these, and you would compare what it did to everybody between groups. So since you won't be able to do that, we'll get to that on a later page, but basically I'm going to have you predict what you think would happen. And it says if you have high blood pressure, do not choose the high salt group. So that seems important. So follow the instructions. What you're going to do with your first sample is you're going to use that chem strip that I gave you. And so that's just going to analyze certain things in your urine. Now, if you were doing this in person, you would also measure the specific gravity and the chloride content. You obviously are not going to be able to do that. So you don't need to do those things. Sorry, moving the camera there. So what you do is after you do whatever your thing is, either eat potato chips, and it says tomato juice. I thought that was an interesting choice, but consume salt and water, or just consume water, whatever. After that, you collect your urine every 30 minutes. So for your control value, these are the results for your chem strip. Fill those in and note that most of those things, actually all those things, are not supposed to be there. And then down here is where you're just going to record your several urine collections. Now note, I did give you 3 cups, and it looks like there's 4 spaces here. So if you want to do the whole thing, then I guess you're going to have to reuse a cup. So, forget about the specific gravity and chloride content, although it would be good for you to think about what do you think, whatever your treatment, whatever you choose, salt, for example, what salt consumption would do to these things. So it would be good for you to think about that at least. So the next page, this is where you would compare between groups. So here, just write what you think would happen in whatever group that you didn't do. I suppose if you wanted to be super diligent, you could do all 3 of them. But I think it's probably sufficient just to fill in what you think would happen. And note, this is where ADH comes in. So antidiuretic hormone, it's causes water retention. Basically, it causes your kidneys to reabsorb more of the water back into the body. And so in these different situations, you should write what you think ADH is going to do. So after that, it is so this, it's just going to be histology and the model, labeling the model after that. So you guys know what to do there. So with that said, I think that really covers it for this week. Email me if you have any questions, if you want to go over results, I guess, or something like that. But just email if you have any questions. And of course, I will always be in lab on Thursday if you want to see those models in person or if you want to ask me any questions. All right, thanks.